Hello and welcome to Falcon Media. My name's Steve Burbrink and we're here today to talk about an upcoming event here at the high school. And I've got two guests here today with me and I'm going to let them introduce themselves here.
Hi, I'm Samantha Ravalski and I run the Up Mahoning Valley program at Mercy Health Hospital, which also works with the Mercy Health Foundation. And we also have Keelan here.
And my name is Keelan Bilal from Excalibur Barber Grooming Lounge. I'm in collaborations with Mercy Health Man Up as well as our Grow One campaign for the awareness of prostate cancer.
Awesome. And my name is Steve Burbrink and I am the facilitator for the local support group here in Mahoning Valley. I'm also a committee member for Man Up Mahoning Valley. And we're here today to talk about Movember and our No Shave November campaign here through the month of November. So starting November 1st through the month of November, we're encouraging all men to grow out their mustaches and beards. And at the end of the month, Keelan and his group here are going to be here at the high school, and they're going to do the shave off right here at the high school. We're encouraging a lot of people to get involved. Even if you can't make the shave off, we're encouraging you all to grow out your mustaches and beards, all the guys. And the reason being is to create awareness for prostate cancer. So when somebody asks you why you're growing your beard or why you're growing your mustache, we're going to grow it out for the whole month, and it's for prostate cancer awareness. You can elaborate on that, Samantha, a little bit?
So basically what Man Up Mahoning Valley does is it's an organization through the Mercy Health Hospital that promotes awareness and education for prostate cancer. And what we end up doing is we end up creating fundraisers. We do different, probably, I don't know how many events we do throughout the year to create the funds. And what we do is we are able to get men to receive a thing called a free PSA screening. And what that is, it's a simple blood test that they draw to see where your elevations are at for prostate. If it is high, and then what we do is we go in there and kind of see where your numbers are at, and if they are elevated, we then outsource you back to your family physician for further testing and so forth. And then we also could, if it's extremely high, we refer you out to a urologist as well, who we work with NEO Urology in our valley. So it's a serious topic that we want to talk about. 1 in 6 men in our valley end up with prostate cancer. The two gentlemen here are actually a part of the Man Up committee, and so they help run the organization, they help support it, they help fundraise, they help do everything in the valley. It could be as little as them coming to a function and supporting it. It's also to them when we find out a gentleman does have prostate cancer. Steve is a survivor of prostate cancer, so I often lean on Steve many times to say, hey, we just had this gentleman that came up and he's dealing with prostate cancer for the first time. Can we maybe talk to him? And then I get them in touch with Steve, and it's kind of just another comfort source. So another somebody that's been through it, and to offer that additional support as they have so many questions. What routes of treatments do they want to go through as they start to embark on this journey, and kind of with symptoms and all sorts of different things. And maybe Steve, maybe you could talk a little bit. Now he is our we love that he's here today because he is a cancer survivor of prostate cancer. He was extremely smart to get the test done. Typically, what we like to see is anybody that has a history of prostate cancer in their family, 40 years and over, you want to get that thing called a PSA done, which is that blood test. There are studies saying if you don't have a history of it, about 50 years old is when you can start getting that test done. So Steve is just a huge, just wonderful example of getting it done because he's still here with us because he had prostate cancer and he survived it. So maybe Steve, you could talk a little bit about your story. And
well, yeah, it's just prostate cancer has no symptoms. So, and when you do have a symptom or something pops up, sometimes it's too late. So the big key for all of us is to get routine screenings. We're asking guys to go to the doctor once a year, get their PSA done, simple blood test. If something is abnormal in that blood test, then we'll recommend a DRE at the urologist, and that'll go on. But my journey started in 2012. no symptoms, got lucky, went to a urologist. They thought it was a urinary tract infection. It turned out it wasn't. It was an advanced form of cancer. Doctor recommended that we get it out really soon. Within a month, we had prostate cancer surgery, robotic surgery, had it removed. We recovered, and then we joined up Man Up in 2013, and here we are today. And my whole advice to anybody, to any guy, is get that routine screening, go get checked, because you just don't know. And we're recommended age of 40, unless, like you said, Samantha, unless it's you know, in your family, there's history in your family of prostate issues or bladder issues, stuff like that. We recommend that you go as early as you can, before 40. But here we are today. We're doing our campaigns because guys just don't go to the doctor, right?
Nope.
You guys
Absolutely.
all know somebody that doesn't.
Absolutely.
And we're all busy working and doing our thing, and we kind of think we're invincible. And reality is, women been going to doctors since probably the age of 12, and so then they're going routine all the time.
Absolutely.
And here us guys, we don't go unless we got a sinus infection or our finger hurts or something, and we go get checked out.
Yeah.
But that's the key, and the key is the reason we create all the awareness that we do is to get guys to start going to the doctor on a regular basis,
and
right?
It's extremely, yeah. And what we want to do on that is you want to find out what your baseline is. That's, you know, it's kind of like a know your numbers thing. You've probably seen this all over the news and all over, you know, through hospitals, and maybe your family physicians and stuff talk about it. We know your blood pressure. Right. We know your cholesterol. We know all those things. So this is just another number that you need to know. So when you do get it tested, and let's just say it's normal, in a year, when you get it tested again, you can see, oh, did it go up? Did it go down? Where is it at? And if it went up 2 or 3 points, that could be very significant. If you would have just gotten the first PSA done and it, you know, was just slightly elevated, but let's just say it was slightly elevated, but the year prior to that, it was like 3 or 4 points below. Well, that's a big jump.
Right.
And so it's important every single year to do that. It is the most simplest of all tests that you can possibly get done.
It only takes a minute.
It takes a second. It's a simple blood test. It's something you could talk to your family physician about, and they could do it when you go in for a routine physical or whatever. And then also throughout the year, we provide free screenings for it. So you know, the test is out there for you, so there's no excuse why you can't get it done. If you can't afford it, it will be paid for you by the Man Up program here at the hospital. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I think also that you know, with the guys going through what they're going through, if they get a hold of me, if they're going through prostate cancer, we do run a local support group here in Cornersburg at the Yellow Brick Place, which is a cancer wellness center. And we meet bi-monthly there. Samantha will be able to give you those numbers if you contact her at the end here with our campaign for Movember. And well, why don't we talk a little bit what we're doing, okay? Yep. So I'll let Keelan do this a little bit. So Keelan, tell us what's going on with the month of November here at the school.
So the month of November for the school and for what we're doing actually, all of us are trying to grow out our beards and our mustaches and stuff like that. And not the ladies.
I'm cheating a little bit. I started early.
We gotta try to find a way to get the ladies involved in that.
We gotta figure that out.
So I've already started mine, and I'm encouraging like the guys at the barbershop, and to touch on what you were talking about earlier. The reason why I got involved a little bit is because of guys just don't go out. Right. They don't go out into the doctors, and so I try to encourage the people that are behind the chair to do what I do and kind of lead by example. So even though I'm younger, I still got my PSA checked at the African American Male Wellness Walk because it was provided for free by the Man Up Mahoning Valley. So now what I'm doing for the campaign is to encourage everybody, even the young guys that are in high school, whatever, to grow a beard. You know, you might have an uncle, you know, grandfather or father that may be going through something and is not getting tested. So that's kind of the idea. From behind the chair, from within our barbershop, from with the, you know, with everybody that just comes into us, like the first thing they see on my face is a mustache. Like I grow a mustache anyway, but when they see the curl, it's like, that's a little different.
Do you get it often questioned? Like I'm curious, when you're doing the shaving and that, and do men, you know, kind of say, hey, why you you know, I wish you could see, I don't know if you could see it, but it kind of curls on the end.
Yeah.
So I wonder how many comments you get, you know, with that.
I get a question about it every single day, and that's the real reason why I wear it. Like, I like how it looks, of course, but for a person that doesn't normally wear a mustache like this, the conversation starts. And, you know, it's funny at first because they laugh. They like, I've never seen that.
Do you have the typical male that kind of gets, because I find this as I'm talking to men, do you have a typical male that kind of almost gets like, oh, forget this, I'm not going to get screened for that, or they just think it's this god-awful test, you know, and
100%.
Yep.
There's always a fear of like, well, I don't want to do, everybody is scared of the digital, you know, but when you get, that's eventually going to have to happen, of course, but, you know, the early detection is best. So
then you're good to go.
then
Yeah.
you're good to go.
It's like anything that you're dealing with a cancer.
Sure.
The early detection is the better, right?
Yep.
So that's what we do.
Yep.
But the Movember campaign that we're starting on November 1st, it's coming up on Friday.
That's Friday.
We're encouraging guys just to grow out their mustaches and beards. We're going to try to figure out how we can get the ladies involved.
Yeah. So it might even be something where we, you know, maybe you take a picture with a guy that's growing out a mustache, and you can get one of those cute little fake, you know, mustache holders or whatever. It's all just about support, and we all kind of know the ladies are the ones who always kind of force the guys to go to the doctors. So that could almost be, you know, a tool for a woman to have is, you know, is hey, they're going up, and you know, you talk to your wives and different things like that, and we go out in the community. That could be something, you know, that the girls ask, well, you know, hey, my friend was growing out this mustache, and you know, because it's really important to be tested for prostate cancer, and she's telling her guy friends about it, like, hey, have you ever been, you know, tested, had a PSA done? So it's just another thing to get the conversation rolling on, and that's a woman's role can actually be very, very supportive because we're often known as nags, so we can kind of get you in there and make you go to your doctor's appointments and not miss them, you know, and so forth. And keep, hey, did you make that doctor's appointment? Did you do this?
All right.
Right, you know it. Yeah, you both are married, so you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So, but that's definitely what, you know, a woman's role in this whole, you know, because the whole thing can be, yeah.
Right. So the campaign is going to run through the whole month, and there's a contact through you, right?
Yeah, and you could just call the office number, which is 330-480-3405. I'm there Monday through Thursday. If you have any questions about it, I would love, we have a Facebook page. You could certainly send photos to us. You know, once if you call that number, you can send it to my email, and we'll post pictures, you know, online.
I know my granddaughter did that once. Yeah. And she had a fake mustache.
Yeah.
And she put it on there, and it sat on Facebook for the longest time.
Yeah,
so
and it could be women too. It could be women posting. You know, it doesn't just have to be the men. We encourage that. Yeah.
So at the end of this campaign, because school is closed the week of Thanksgiving, we're going to do this on December the 2nd. It's a Monday. That shave-off is going to be here at the high school. And it's going to be from 11 to 1 during lunch, 11:30 to 1 during lunch. Keelan and his grooming staff are going to be here, and they're going to just one right after the other. The guys pop into chairs, and they're going to get shaved off.
Yeah. And we have to say a huge special thanks to Keelan.
Big thanks to
Excalibur
Keelan and Excalibur
Grooming.
Grooming. It's in the Southern Park Mall, by the way, so make sure you stop down and see him before November. Don't let him shave you off yet till December the 2nd. But you can get trimmed up. That's okay. But on December 2nd, we're going to do it right here. We are encouraging everybody. How this all started here at the school. This program's been going on for a while, and we used to do the Eastwood Mall. In the last year, at the last minute, we decided to do it here at the high school. I'm an employee here at the high school, and we thought just the connection here would be really cool. And we involved a lot of teachers and a lot of principals and our superintendent and tried to get them involved here in Austintown. And we're encouraging all that. We want to give a big thanks to Dan Burrich over there at Austintown Police Department, because the police department's going to grow out their beards and mustaches, and they're going to all come in and get shaved off. Keelan's not charging anything that day, right?
It's free that day.
It's free that day. So, but we're asking for donations. So as you come in and you're going to sit in a chair and get shaved off, maybe you can drop a couple dollars in a donation box. All those donations stay here in the Valley, and we do the free screenings throughout the year. So any money we collect through all the events that we do, if you remember, Samantha and I were here for the car show, and you know, that's the money's all generated goes to that free screenings throughout the valley. So, but we encourage all of you to get involved. If you are a woman, like Samantha said, maybe you can do some fake mustaches, or you can bring somebody in, bring your husband or somebody that day.
Just ask the questions too.
The biggest key here at the high school is you got to go through the front door.
Yes,
and you got to register with the police officer in the front. He's going to give you a visitor tag, and then you're going to go ahead and go to the cafeteria and get shaved off. It's a big event. And it's a fun event. I mean, that's a big.
It is fun. We have
and
a good time.
And the reason one of the main reasons we do it here at the high school is we want those kids to go back that day home and tell their dads or their grandfathers or their brothers or whoever about what we did, and maybe that encourages them to go get checked at their local, you know, family physician.
What would you say? Almost anytime you ask a young high school student or even college student, you ask them what is a PSA, they have no clue.
We're going to get to that,
no clue
right?
What it is.
We had some questions, and we can do that right now. So last Wednesday, I was here on days during the school, and I was covering somebody that was absent, and so I decided to take a flyer over and talk to a couple students, and I apologize because I didn't get their names.
It's okay.
But we asked them I asked some questions about what they thought this was about, and so we have a couple questions that we saved here, and we'll give you the answers to it, I guess. That's the best way to do it. So, Samantha, why don't you start?
So my first question that Steve had asked some of the students, it says, when did Movember start? What do you think? Did any of the students know?
No. They kind of didn't. They were trying to figure out what it stood for, right?
What Movember
stood for.
So basically, it started in 1999 by two friends, two male friends in Australia, who started the health awareness program just for men to get something started to create awareness, education, and it was the whole no shave. Was it the no shave?
They created Movember, so they combined mustache with November.
That's right.
And so that campaign started as just grow your mustache.
Okay. Yeah.
So Keelan, we had a question from a student about Movember again, so maybe you could answer that.
Absolutely. So this kind of caps what Samantha's question was, and it's what's the difference between Movember and No Shave November? And of course, we all know, as she stated, Movember started in 1999, and it was a full health initiative blending just the mustache. In 2009, 10 years later, basically, No Shave November started, which is the full facial hair of guys, including the mustache and everything. So they just grow it out and gets as wild as can be. And, you know, some of them don't line it up.
Let it grow, right?
Let it grow.
At the end of the month, you shave it off.
Shave it off. But, you know, some of us I connect here, so I got to do a little shaving.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of shaving.
Got to clean it up a little bit.
I know most of the guys I talk to at No Shave November, the last day when it's time to shave off and they're about ready to get in their chair, they're itching and they're ready to go, right?
They're ready.
So that's a good thing. So, but that's what the campaign's about as far as that goes, and we're just encouraging guys to grow out their mustache. I had another question from a student, and the question was, what is a PSA and what does it stand for? And there's some confusion. Sometimes they say it's a public service announcement, but that's not what it is.
Which it kind of is. We're kind of okay with that.
Yeah, we're kind of cool with that. But prostate-specific antigen is what it stands for, and it's a protein produced by the prostate cells in your body. And the simple blood test measures your levels, like Samantha said, and the levels should be 0 to 4.
Depending on your age and
that's
race.
kind of, if it goes above 4, then maybe a urologist kind of monitors that and checks you out. The early detection for the prostate cancer is why they do it. So that's what a PSA stands for, and hopefully that answers some of their questions. I know it was just kind of spur of the moment and ask them questions and what we were doing, but I think we can wrap it up now and just remember to tell you to do your thing and grow those mustaches out starting Friday, November 1st, and grow them out for that whole month, and then at the end of the month, which will be December 2nd because school's closed. And we're going to do them right here in the high school, right here in the cafeteria. We're encouraging to sign up. You can sign up with Samantha. She'll give you that phone number again.
Yep, it's 330-480-3405. So you could just call. Like I said, I'm there Monday through Thursday. Just give me a call, and you could register. I could tell you where to go, where you need to, come in. Once again, we want to just stress too that you have to when you come to the school, because it's a school there's kids here and everything, you have to bring your ID, which is your photo ID.
Yeah.
They'll just scan it real quick. You'll get a name tag. They'll put on for you, and then you could head down to the cafeteria.
They'll direct you right to the cafeteria.
Yep.
We may even have a sign there to direct you, and then come over to the cafeteria. We'll be right in the front of the cafeteria. You can't miss us. We're going to all be there, and we're going to do it right during lunchtime.
Yep.
So
the kids will be there. Teachers will be there. We'll hopefully have police departments and some government and some doctors there as well supporting it.
And we're encouraging to come on over and just grow it out and have a good time.
And then just a super big thank you to Keelan and his business, Excalibur Grooming Lounge. And if you don't know of him, he's in the Boardman at the Southern Park Mall on the JCPenney's wing down there.
Right across from Joseph Bank.
Yeah, right across from there. So we encourage you. He has donated his time and his talent to shave off all the guys, and he will actually, his business is there too. So if you like maybe what you get, keep going to Keelan. So.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
And I know you had a couple students last year, right?
We did. We had.
And it was kind of surprising because I saw the students get in a chair, and here they already go to your grooming lounge, right?
Already our clients.
There you go, man. So that's perfect. So we want to thank you for watching us today, and again, remember. No Shave November or Movember is coming up, so please help us. That's all I can say. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
In association with Austintown Local Schools and Austintown Township.